Canseco back to the track, looking up. It is off his head, it looked like, and over the top. A home run.
It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
He starts to come, and then he pulls out. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard.
2 inches short, maybe less. That's the story of my life.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
And the 3-1. Popped up. Castillo. Dropped the ball! He dropped the ball! Here comes Teixeira! And the Yankees win! Oh my goodness!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now. Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Yeah, we are broadcasting live from the basement of Building H on the campus of Nassau Community College, and you are listening to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It is Thursday, August 24th. My name is Liam Flynn. I'll be your host for today. I'm joined in studio today with Devin O'Shea, Nick Ornberger, and Joshua Umahi. You could join us on the phone. You can call us at 516-572-7440. That's 516-572-7440. Or if you're shy, you could text us, 516-905-WHPC. And how about that? Antonio Gonzalez joining us as well today.
Commissioner!
That was a surprise.
Let's go, Commish.
I'm here. Commish is here.
Yes.
All right. So he couldn't be more excited for the season to start already, huh?
Yeah.
Fantasy football.
A couple of days, September 11th. The Jets will be playing the Bills.
Yeah.
The date was very strange, but it's happening.
Never forget, always remember.
Never forget. Like Aaron Rodgers and the Jets now, baby. That's what I won't forget.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's up?
Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, man. Can be more excited. From darkness to the Big Apple.
Yeah. That's all it took, the darkness.
Yeah.
Once he came out, he was like, I want to go to the Jets.
It's hard to come out the darkness sometimes. It's nice, it's tight, it's quiet, it's epic.
Well, some of us in here don't like the dark.
What?
Hey,
you should try. You gotta try everything once. You gotta try everything once.
I ain't naming names.
You need pitch black when you go to sleep.
Sometimes
I didn't say it was Josh. I didn't say it was Josh.
No,
he's already laughing at this.
Sometimes you just need to know what's going on in there, right?
I would just like everyone to note my professionalism for not hopping on any one of those jokes. Not one.
I was very
surprised. I hop on. I hung in there. I think I'm a better man for it. I think.
Wow.
Light is better than dark. Come on, yo. Come on.
Yeah, but when you're trying to go to sleep, it's dark. I can't have any light coming out of the corner of the room, you know?
Nah, man, I need security.
Hurting my eyeballs, you know?
So no one in this room has heard the concept of kicking a dead horse. Got it.
No, nobody. We keep kicking.
No. We're going to talk about the Giants. They made a trade.
Oh, yeah.
A big trade.
Crazy trade.
We're going to talk Shohei Ohtani.
Please, the Cardinals.
And the Mets made an announcement earlier this afternoon we'll get into.
You did?
But
you did. I forgot.
But we're going to start with the Yankees and Brian Cashman.
Well, Stanton just hit a single to make his day 4 for 5 and scored a run.
Really?
Bader's up right now 0 for 2. First and second with 2 outs. Down by 1 now.
Bader's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. He's got the golden sombrero going for the platinum sombrero.
He's 0 and 2 right now, so he could go 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts right now.
To end the game. How about that? But Brian Cashman, he met with the media yesterday prior to the game. And if you watched the game, you saw Aaron Judge, 3 for 4, 3 home runs, first time in his career he's done that, 6 RBI. Coming off of, again, we're talking Brian Cashman and his pre-game presser.
Yeah, he's all right. He's okay.
He's all right.
He's just okay, honestly.
The Yankee game is finished 6-5 as Harrison Bader flies out to center.
At least it wasn't a strikeout.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
At least he didn't strike out again.
Doo-doo garbage, bro.
and he lost in the series in the Nationals.
Yeah, doo-doo garbage. Doo-doo garbage was basically the theme of yesterday's press conference with Brian Cashman.
Pretty much, yeah.
He didn't mince any words.
He wasn't cash money on that one?
No, he wasn't necessarily cash money.
Oh, clever. Man.
He showed up in what looked like a bathrobe with the sleeves cut off. I don't know what that shirt was about, but we're not getting into the fashion critique of Brian Cashman. We're getting into the general managing.
He looks like a prestige
we could, though.
egg, like a Humpty Dumpty went to designer clothing.
But this is what Cashman had to say. First, he gave his thoughts, his general thoughts on the season, and then the second question he was asked was where the blame needs to be placed. So this is what he had to say.
It's been a disaster this season, and yeah, it's definitely a shock. Certainly, I don't think anybody on our side of the fence, from our player group, from our coaches, our manager, or even outside the organization, would have predicted this. So we're going to evaluate it all. Clearly, unfortunately, we're going to have some time to do that. But I'd say everybody's had a little bit of a hand in it, from top to bottom, and it's our job to find out where. Obviously, that's what we're going to be up to and tasked with. I certainly met with Hal Steinbrenner on several occasions already, and this is not something we're accustomed to or used to, and I think, there's definitely going to be a lot of internal assessments going on.
A lot of internal assessments, but at the end of the day, I think nothing's really going to change.
That was very well said. Like when you have to finish an essay and you have to reach the word limit? That's what that felt like, honestly. Just a whole lot of nothing.
He's very long-winded for no reason.
No reason. A lot of pauses, a lot of breaks. It felt like his whole statement was one big asterisk, 5 asterisks of just pauses in between. He's in a different scene now. I don't know what happened there. He was pondering for way too long. I didn't think he had much to say there to be pondering that much.
And also, what's there not to say? What do you have to think about when you're asked, what are your thoughts on this season? Well, the Yankees just broke. They were going to lose their 10th game. If they lost yesterday, it would be the first time since 1913. The Yankees in 1913 were the Yankees for the first time. It was their first year being the New York Yankees in 1913. That was the last time they lost 10 straight games. The last time they lost 9 straight games was 1982. It was 41 years. Aaron Boone was 9 years old the last time the Yankees lost 9 straight games. So this press conference came at a time where, well, you basically needed to hear something from the GM, and we got, it's a disaster.
We've needed to hear from him for a while.
Well,
a little overdue.
Honestly, what is there to say?
I think I'm done hearing from him, honestly.
That's the thing. He says a whole lot of nothing. He called it a disaster. He said earlier in July, he said we suck. He's not playing well. But really, there's no explanation for the way they've played, and there's nothing the GM can tell you, because you look at your lineup. DJ LeMahieu's nothing. Gleyber Torres has been your best hitter this year. So I don't see what there is to say from a general manager, especially from a general manager who, from his owner, is told not to spend more than $280 million, not to go over that luxury tax, which has been Hal Steinbrenner's MO since the luxury tax was introduced.
I thought our Mets, 6 to 9 hitters was the worst in the whole league, and then you look at the Yankees, and it's you look at these averages, and it's you could barf. You seriously could. 159, 136, 206, 229, 091. He just hit his first hit ever. 214. Stanton just brought his average over 200.
Yeah. He's at 204 right now for the first time. He's over 200 for the first time in a few weeks, it seems like.
He went 4 for 5. Nice
a couple of RBIs, a home run.
Nice.
But this will be all we'll see from Stanton for the next week and a half. He'll go back into hibernation. And Josh, there's nothing to say about the Yankees, right? It's if you were Brian Cashman, if you were put in his shoes, what is there to say to what are your thoughts on the season?
Mr. Cashman, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I personally, because it all sounds repetitive. I mean, you hear from Aaron Boone and you hear from Brian Cashman, even Aaron Judge has stooped to this level. How many oh, we just have to take it one day at a time, or how many we just have to play better, or we got to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps.
It's right in front of us.
It's right in front of us. Yeah. All this generic doo-doo garbage is all we hear. Like I'm tired of it. And Cashman, I don't even know why he felt the need. There's really no fan pressure. I think there was fan pressure earlier in the season, like Yankees fans when they're struggling. Aaron Judge is out. We demand answers, right?
That's when Steinbrenner made a comment and said he's upset with Yankee fans that they're upset.
Yeah, because imagine that, Yankees fans upset because the most prestige organization in sports sucks without one player. One player drops off and they just fall off the map, and he's like, why are Yankees fans mad? We're still in the race. And then you fast forward, you're not in the race.
Right.
Yankees fans were right to be concerned, and Yankees fans were right to demand answers. And you look at what Brian Cashman said, there's one quote I want to focus on. I don't think there's anybody on this planet that felt that the Yankees, as constructed, leaving spring training, wasn't a playoff contending team. I mean, sure, I know for a fact they were the second leading team in terms of World Series bets to make it, or at least win it. So people, exactly. So we saw where that got both teams, but people obviously thought the Yankees was going to be good. But to say, oh, we wasn't a playoff team, nobody thought we weren't be a playoff team. Was that the goal? Just the playoffs? The New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Was that just the goal?
And remember,
a nice little wild card slot, just the little engines that could, the little $280 million engines that could.
Yeah,
like it could be a wild card.
Do you remember when Hal Steinbrenner went on the Michael Kay show a couple of months ago? And I think that was when you were referencing, why are the fans upset at us? Mm-hmm. He also said, well, if you make it to the playoffs, you got a good a shot as anybody.
Like, yeah,
that's what they're aiming for at this point.
The Phillies took advantage of that last year.
Yes, but as the New York Yankees, you can't just bank on, we'll make the playoffs. Hopefully we can squeeze, we can go on a run the last 2 weeks.
A wild card team doesn't win the World Series every single year.
No.
Come on.
The main difference is that the Phillies had a World Series lineup. At the very least, I know they were dog doo-doo to start last season. In fact, the first half in 3/5 of last season, and they turned it around, obviously. This wasn't the World Series lineup. We saw it in the sweep to the Astros. I mean, we damn near saw it in the 5-game, just barely got it out series versus the Guardians. This wasn't a World Series lineup. If you're still banking on Giancarlo Stanton, what's left of him, and the likes of Bader, who's never on the field, and when he is, he's getting golden sombreros. the youngsters, Anthony Volpe, Peraza,
Piero.
Nobody. I'm sorry, I don't want to say nobody. I don't want to project, but I dare anybody to call up and be like, oh, I thought the Yankees lineup was going to be World Series caliber. Now, the rotation was, or it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That rotation was looking sterling until it all fell apart with injuries and whatever else. But that lineup is Aaron Judge like it was last year. Once Aaron Judge, I said it before, I'll say it again. Once Aaron Judge was approaching that home run record, teams were just like, why pitch to him?
Yeah.
Why pitch to him? There's no point. I don't want to be the guy that gives up the infamous record, and that carried over to the playoffs. Aaron Judge sucked because that's too much pressure to put on him. It's too much pressure to put on one guy to carry, especially in the playoffs.
Everyone took a drop this year. Everybody. Yep. Rizzo, Donaldson, LeMahieu, Stanton, every single person that could did. They all dropped.
The funny thing about bringing up Rizzo now is that the stink of 9 straight losses is taken away from the other stink of what should be a bigger story of the Yankees saying, oh, concussion? We don't really have any other options. I mean, if you could go out there, I mean, I know it's a very reactionary sport where 1 millisecond off can derail your entire season. But
you play first base.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Just keep pushing. Yeah. We'll see what you can do.
I found out that he has a slower reaction time because of that concussion than the regular person.
An average human being.
Yeah, an average human being. It's like, you play first base.
Yeah. He's standing in a stadium where it tells you how many outs there are all over the place, and he forgets how many outs there was.
It's like I said a few days ago about how at the trade deadline, when the Yankees decided to not make a decision on either selling or buying, they decided to not do either, not buy to try to be better, or not sell to even just sell off anyone else, but they decided to do nothing. But this is the New York Yankees. Fans expect winning. They only expect winning. That's all they've seen the entire time they've watched the Yankees as a team. So when you get to the trade deadline and you make no moves, that's basically saying, this is the roster that I'm cool with. I think this roster can continue to get to the wild card spot, and we will continue to make a World Series. This is not about getting to the playoffs. This is the New York Yankees. Look at the championships up on that wall. Like, you have so many championships, you only are expected to win. Only win. Not make the playoffs. You're expected to win it all because you were the New York Yankees.
27-time World Series champion, New York Yankees.
Exactly.
I would just say this. There were 3 major issues I had with this team before the season started. The number one thing was, I think Anthony Volpe is still too young and too raw to be brought up into a starting capacity. And I was right.
Yeah.
Look, 18 home runs, something like that, is nothing to sneeze at from a rookie. But you can't also mix that with a terrible batting average and a terrible eye. The kid and he's a good fielder, I get it. He just wasn't ready. But now you're committed, you have to keep him up here. The second thing was committing to Aaron Hicks as your as a full-time outfielder on this team, which just obviously was a garbage decision. And the third thing was doing absolutely nothing in the offseason, with the mild exception of adding Carlos Rodon. That's it. That's what you did.
Their big move was signing Aaron Judge. They brought back Aaron.
That's not a move. That's
what they thought.
That was a, hey, look, we did something. It's like, no, if you let him go, there would have New York would have looked like Philadelphia after a Super Bowl win.
That's why
it would have been on fire.
That's why they were trying to sell to Yankees fans. We won. We got Aaron Judge back when it wasn't really a tough thing to do.
It really wasn't.
It was just preventing from getting worse. It was just preventing from getting worse than what you are.
And Zach, and that's what I said on Monday. Like, I don't understand. I call Yankees fans a lot of things, but they are not stupid. Brian Cashman constantly, and Hal Steinbrenner too, constantly treats Yankees fans like they're stupid. Like they're dumbasses.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just not the case. You got to feed them something a little better than our big move is bringing back Aaron Judge. Hey, look what we did. He almost went to the Padres, but we brought him back.
Yeah.
Are y'all happy? Are y'all happy?
And that's...
Y'all happy?
Brian Cashman, he does nothing in the offseason.
Yeah.
And then he comes out at the trade deadline. The Yankees, they need a move. They need something. They're in between. Are they buyers? Are they sellers? And he trades for 2 bullpen arms. One of which isn't even on your team right now.
All I ask from him, by the way, is accountability. Say, like, yeah, this was a critical error. Or put Hal's name into the fire. Be a man. Put Hal's name into the fire and say, like, listen, I would have loved to do something this offseason. You didn't let me.
He's not doing that.
So your take
of course he's not.
Your take is be a man, throw somebody else under the bus.
How about be a man, tell us the truth for once? Because the truth is that Brian Cashman's hands are tied, so are Aaron Boone's, and it's because of the leadership of this Yankee organization. Look, here's how you know there's a cancer in your organization. One player goes down and your season's over. I want to say it must have been 2007, 2008. Tom Brady, shout out Bernard Pollard from the Chiefs.
Still getting death threats.
I know. But clean play, broke Tom Brady's knee. Guess what they did that season?
Whole new rule.
They went 12-4. They went 12-4 with Matt Castle. Okay? That's an organization that didn't have a cancer in it. This organization does. It does. There's something wrong if we're depending on one guy to carry. Let's be honest. 2 guys. Garrett Cole, from most of the season, has been a stalwart, but it's really been Judge. And he goes down, and what happens? It's over. It's over. We have all these overpriced talent. You got Giancarlo Stanton, who's virtually done nothing for 4 years. And I don't want to hear about the 38 homer year he had a couple years ago. I don't want to hear about it. That's all he does. And by the way, strike out 200 times and bat 200. That's what he does. That's what we spent all that money for with the Marlins. Who made better out in that deal?
Yeah, and the Yankees still have almost $100 million left to pay Giancarlo Stanton.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And they're going to pay all of it because no one is taking that contract. Not a single solitary soul is stupid enough to take that contract.
I heard Brandon Tierney on WFAN today say that he's confident that they're going to get rid of Giancarlo Stanton this offseason. And there's going to be a clean slate, and that Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman are done, and they're fed up.
Well,
or do we? Let's be real. Is any of that happening?
No.
Okay.
No one will take. Not a single team would take that contract.
Like they were talking about on the Fan, they were saying how you fire Cashman. If you fire Cashman, who do you sign? Maybe Stearns, but if whoever you do sign, are they going to do what Cashman can't do and actually trade Stanton? Are they actually going to? No, they're not. So like, what's the whole idea of firing Cashman if his replacement's not even going to do what he can't do?
Well, it's not even that. It's just nobody. You could be the best salesman at anything. Nobody's taking Giancarlo Stanton's contract.
No.
Nobody's paying for Josh Donaldson. I mean, this is all. They're on the books for all of it, and they're on the hook for all of it
But Brandon Tierney said so.
Yeah.
Yes, and so it shall be. I bequeath the Yankees with all of this luck. No,
well, none
of that's happening.
I hate to say this about the Fan because I wouldn't mind working there one day. If your sources are just the voices in your head and you're telling thousands of listeners that this is what it is, that's not reporting. You're not an insider.
And Billy from Ronkonkama's cousin is in the grounds crew, and he said that.
Yeah.
This and that. So.
Oh yeah, I heard them talking. Heard them talking in the back, Sal.
My
heard them talking in the back, Brandon.
Yeah,
I got my sources.
Shut up.
But that's you get rid of Cashman. The problem lies in Hal Steinbrenner's bank account, and it's not paying more than $280. It's not going over that luxury tax, and not going over that threshold. And until Steinbrenner says I'm done with that, and we're going to have to spend money, this team's. It doesn't matter who the general manager is. It doesn't matter who the manager is. It doesn't matter what kind of team you have, because it's coming from the top down. And Cashman, you could blame the trade deadline on him not being able to make some moves. You could blame the last, really 6 years on him not being able to make good trades, and all the trades that he's made. And he died on those hills. Every single one of those hills he's dying on till this day. Aaron Hicks was still it was a good signing. This stuff. Josh, you said it before.
Has nothing to do that he's married to. Who's he married to again? I don't know. Aaron Hicks is like married into the organization or something. Somebody's daughter or whatever. I always forget what it is.
True love. I love it.
It has nothing to do with that. No. They just really like his game.
Yeah.
Because boy, howdy, does he have game. The hell out of here.
Yeah.
This team's ridiculous. You want a realistic trade? Here's what it would cost you. It would cost you Chase Hampton, Jason Dominguez.
Oh no.
And maybe another like lower tier prospect, Trey Sweeney let's call it Trey Sweeney.
Yeah.
Another big prospect like that to get another team to be like, all right, we'll eat the $100 million. You're giving us a bunch.
I don't know if they can. That's too little. I wouldn't take that if I were any other team. 3 prospects, 3 lottery.
Dominguez is going to be good. I really think he's going to be good.
Listen, they got to hope so.
You got to hope so. Because he needs to be ready next year. I don't know what his projection was, 2025, but I think they need to move it up. They need him now.
What else is there?
Not this year, but next year.
What else is there? There's not
nothing.
much.
I mean, other than spending more money you don't have, quote unquote. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing to watch the Yankees in this position. You know what's going to happen? They're going to finish 500, and they're going to say, or over 500, and they're going to say, like, oh, that's a win. We still didn't have a losing season, and they're going to do they're not going to comment anymore. Absolutely not. And a lot of these players are going to have a little bit of a revival at the end of the season. Want to know why? Because the games don't matter.
Yeah.
And they'll pad their stats and be like, well, why wouldn't we bring Rizzo back? Why wouldn't we why wouldn't we try to start Giancarlo Stanton? Why wouldn't we?
Hey, LeMahieu's up to 260 again.
I mean,
by the way, exactly what the Mets are doing now.
Yeah, you see the Mets, they're balling out.
The Mets are already there.
Yeah.
They're balling.
No pressure. Look at Vogelback.
Listen, tickets are low, so if they want to keep balling, that's high. That's hype. You know what I mean? I'll show up to a Mets game for a quick $5 and change. You know what I mean? Say hi to the Mets dog. Quick.
I'm right there.
Home run.
Then you got to pay. To say hi to the Mets dog.
I gotta pay for the Mets dog. He is a slave, right? Like
I know. I feel bad for the dog. How many Mets dogs do you think there's been over the course of the years?
At least 5 or 10. As many as there are chips, I would say.
If I see Mrs. Met and she just touches me, I will spontaneously combust. Carry on.
It'll be worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
But parking's still $40, and if you want to buy a hot dog, then
Nah. You gotta take the train. There's no other way.
No, come on. I can't take the train. The train, it's like you're standing shoulder to shoulder, and it's
Only the way
like they're
You're
spilling
paying that
beer on
parking,
you.
though? You're paying that parking.
That's part of the party.
Nah, but that's just not my speed.
Somebody's in your ear like, this Lindor is so overpaid.
Yeah. No, it's not even that. The
going to see Volga Black.
The 95% of the people who are on the train, it's just a party. It's just they've got big gulp cups filled with beer.
Yeah.
Yep, they're not really there for like
Are you talking about the way home, or are you talking about the way there?
No, the way
home
there.
is worse, honestly,
The way there's worse.
Yeah.
Really? No,
because everybody's pre-gaming on the way there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, on the way back,
The way home is
everyone's
entertainment.
drunk and depressed. Drunk and depressed.
Yeah, if they lose,
what's better than that?
There's some fights, maybe. Hands being thrown, who knows?
Nah, Mets fans is weak, man. I went to the Mets-Dodgers game. Dodgers fans was like, y'all suck. They're talking all this smack, and Mets
we do.
fans just like sitting on their hands and stuff like, I guess we do suck, huh?
I guess we do suck. I mean, damn, we put it that way.
I went to the first Mets-Dodgers games of the series.
Yeah.
The Dodgers were louder. No, not ever. Yeah.
1962. You thought it was Corey David?
But when the Dodgers scored, it was louder than when the Mets scored or did anything. The Dodgers fans were louder in Citi Field. It's 3,000 miles away.
I mean, Brooklyn. You came from Brooklyn.
Yeah, how many of them are still alive rooting for... I mean, let's be real. No, but they travel well.
Statement.
That's a very ageist statement. I won't stand for it.
My bad, I guess. No, it's the truth. But the Yankees, nothing good on the horizon. And they're not going to be good for a couple of years unless they change their spending habits.
Something, yeah.
Unless we won't run it as a business for a couple of years. We'll spend some money and we'll try to win. But until that happens, I mean, they're probably a 500 baseball team, sub 500 baseball team.
Yeah.
Cole's getting older. Judge is getting older. Who are you re-signing? Who are you going out and signing in free agency?
It's kind of crazy how old Judge is already, honestly.
Oh, what is he, 30, 31?
The amount of years that he has on that contract.
Not great.
And now that damaged toe, and it's his back right toe, and he's a right-handed hitter.
I don't squeeze that bug.
But
did y'all see Billy Beane defend Brian Cashman?
Billy Beane.
Yeah, of course, because Billy Beane doesn't like spending money. And he was Brian Cashman's doing what Billy Beane did successfully, or Brian Cashman's trying to do that. He just watches Moneyball all day in his office.
Exactly.
It's like crazy. Somebody comes in, it's like, oh, what's on the TV? Moneyball. Again, Brian?
By the way, I have no idea what Billy Beane actually looks like. It's just the image of Brad Pitt. That's the only imagery I have of Billy Beane.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
Yeah.
It's funny that he had the most, Beane did the most tone-deaf quote in terms of how New York Yankees fans would view Brian Cashman. So he said, doesn't anyone care that the Yankees were better than the Braves for most of the last 25 years?
Yeah. That's a guy who was the general manager in Oakland forever. That's wild.
That's crazy.
You can't use small market logic to big market fans. It's not going to work.
It's named Jeremy Giambi.
Like, the Yankees, they haven't had a losing season in how long, and they just jump all over Brian Cashman? Well, yeah, you can't say you built a World Series contender and then you're 61 and 66 or whatever they are.
And also,
September.
All those winning seasons, only one championship.
Yeah, only one championship, but they brag about ALCSs because if the Astros didn't cheat.
Yeah,
that was our championship. He said this. Brian Cashman in New York. That's insane.
Like they're
crazy.
5 games behind 500, and then we have to remember their record against the Athletics and the Royals.
Yeah,
that's a fifth of their record. Like,
yeah, they're 8-1 against the Athletics and Royals.
Yeah,
I guess 9 games under 500 now against everybody else. If my math's right. I mean, but
that's crazy.
They're making money.
Yeah,
people are still showing up to the stadium.
Money.
They're gonna fill the seats no matter what.
It doesn't matter.
Look at the attendance numbers today. Let me see real quick.
Today may have been a bit low just because it's a day game, but night games 35, 40,000.
Yeah,
I mean on a night-to-night basis.
And it's like, who are they coming to watch?
I have no idea.
Clark Schmidt.
Yeah,
went to the Bronx on purpose.
Michael King, you started your opener today.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Michael King. He went 2 2/3 innings pitched as the opener. 1 hit, 1 run, no earned run. Volpe had an error.
Didn't they have Brito going out of the bullpen. Like
Brito pitched out of the bullpen. Yeah, there was a few guys out of the bullpen. Brito was the guy who got the big inning started. They made Tommy Kahnle.
Tommy Kahnle.
So,
by the way, I just want to point out these are the prospective Yankees who would be up for contract next year. We have Josh Donaldson, Luis Severino, Frankie Montas, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Harrison Bader, Wendy Peralta, Kenyon Middleton, and David Freitas.
Are they re-signing any of them?
Does anybody want any one of those people back on this team?
No.
Are they paying Bader $10 million a year for probably 4 or 5 years? Probably he'll ask for.
No.
He can't stay on the field.
As he's another Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
He's Hicks.
He's so inconsistent when it comes to offensively. His fielding. He's good at fielding. But when it comes to staying on the field, he can't do that. When it comes to being consistently good on the offensive end, he can't do that. So you're going to pay him $10 million or maybe even more for 4 or 5 years?
None of these people are coming back, which means you have an outfield position, 2 starting pitching positions. The overcome that the Yankees need to,
they've been looking for that left fielder.
Oh, they sure have.
They
haven't figured it out. Since Brett Gardner, we can't figure out who the hell's going to play left field.
That's pathetic.
But there's 4 major positions they need to fill by next year if they're going to be competitive, and let's be honest, they're just not going to be competitive.
And they have all those players as free agents. Maybe $40 million comes off the books next year.
Maybe.
So that's how much you're allowed to spend, basically.
You ain't re-signing Severino, who has a 7 ERA contract.
You can't justify that.
How do you put up a 7 ERA in a contract year? That's unbelievable.
I don't know.
And that's at 7 because you had a good outing last time. It was 8 before that. It was at 8.
Yeah, the worst in the American League. And even after this outing, it still might be the worst in the American League.
I also want to point out something that's ridiculous, and it's something none of us talked about before this season began. If I told you at the beginning of this, I know we have to go to break, but if I told you at the beginning of this season, at this point in the year, the AL division leaders would be the Orioles, the Rangers, and the Twins.
That's
would
wild.
you have possibly believed that?
That's wild.
I'd say you are on a lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs. Just all, literally on Dilaudid period, forever.
And then Wandy Peralta, Wander Franco will not be on the MLB roster.
Yeah. There's that.
Castration. ASAP.
But yeah, he was placed on administrative leave, so now that lasts a week, and we'll see what comes out after that. But
the rest of his career,
it seems like he's not ever gonna play again. But we're gonna get to Shohei Ohtani on the other side. The Mets made a big announcement earlier today, but we're going to take a quick break. 516-572-7440 is the number to call. It's WHPC Sports Talk. We'll be back in a minute.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe of West Hempstead, located at 474 Hempstead Turnpike. Tropical Smoothie Cafe of West Hempstead offers fresh, made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads. More information about how you can get yourself on Tropic Time at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in West Hempstead can be found at 516-427-5109, online at tropicalsmoothiecafe.com, or on TikTok at Tropical Smoothie Cafe NY42.
It's 4:32, back on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It's WHPC Sports Talk. We spent the first half of the show, first half an hour on the Yankees and Brian Cashman, the delight. But now we got...
How is this possible? How are we still talking baseball, this much baseball? Is baseball this in-depth, Josh? Am I missing something with this sport,
New York
man?
baseball being so bad.
This is crazy. I've never witnessed something like this in my life. Back when baseball was good, we talk about it for a good amount, right, Josh? Mets were cooking, right?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about baseball that much until they started doing terrible.
Yeah.
And now that the Mets been stinking ever since this whole summer, that's it. It's over. Whole show, Mets talk, baby.
Yeah,
let's talk about how bad the Mets really are.
They're really
crazy.
bad.
They must be that bad.
I blame Nick Scartamaglio.
This is crazy.
It's the same discussion every show.
But he believes in them. He's like, we got a chance, though.
Oh, what the Mets did in 1973. You gotta believe. You gotta believe.
This is nuts. And the worst part is the Yankees are doing just as bad. So it's another talk about the Yankees now. It's insane what's happening this year. I don't know what's happening.
And then you change the channel. It's like, what other sports are on? And there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Preseason game.
Time of year,
yeah. Let's watch preseason 11 at night. Can you believe that preseason game started at 11 p.m. the first week of preseason? That's nuts.
Can we start with the good news with the Mets? Can we start with the good news?
Where's that?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta.
The Mets, they made a big announcement earlier today. They announced that Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry, number 16 and number 18, will have their numbers retired next season.
That's nice.
At Citi Field. How about that?
That's
About
sweet.
time. Jeez.
I thought they were. Who else would wear that number? Like, if you're a baseball player and you show up to the Mets organization, you're not going to wear those numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have worn 16 since
I wonder
Doc.
who's I'm going to look it up. Who's the most popular baseball 16? But my point is, no, this is good. This is something they should have done a long time ago. A long time ago. And I know they both had checkered pasts as far as their night lives, let's say. But, I mean, if we're talking about the Yankees, where you have, like, all of these numbers retired, it's like, hey, we're running out of numbers.
Yeah.
I'd get it. But it's the Mets. Like, and these two are responsible for maybe the most exciting World Series win of all time.
Nick, you're asking the important questions because
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, we all know how the Wilpon era was. They hated their legends for some reason. But I don't know how this wasn't done already. Like Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry, when you think Mets history, those are at least the top 5 names you come up with. 2 of them.
100%.
Do we think like Jeff Wilpon and Fred Wilpon was just when their community and their war room would be like, yeah, look, we should probably retire 2 of the greatest Mets of all time numbers. And then maybe he hit the Stephen A. He was on crack. Like, I'm not gonna do it. But it's good that it's happening now.
We should retire the Wilpons number.
Yeah.
You know what number that is?
What number is that?
Bankrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
How much money did they give to
Bernie Madoff?
Yeah.
You know what? And
that's their number.
What's funny is everyone clowning the Mets about having the highest payroll in baseball history and doo-doo garbage. I would rather be clowned for that than be clowned for a team in New York City doesn't spend it all for 20 years. Yeah. I would much rather be clowned for actually trying. Let's just say that.
This is the team that let Jose Reyes go. This is the team that I'm not. Let's not get into the list. This is a happy moment. This is a good moment. Good for the
happiness.
Mets.
Yes, long overdue, as you guys have been saying.
Saberhagen wore 18. And so did Travis d'Arnaud.
Oh, disgusting.
Oh yeah, d'Arnaud wore it for
gross.
20 minutes. He had like 8 different numbers.
And Nick Plummer.
Oh, he came up, didn't he? He had a big 3-run home run, like his second or third at bat in the big leagues.
That reminds me when he hit that home run against the Phillies. And everyone's like, "Oh, this is a team of destiny." That's what happened.
Well, I mean, I found a good one. Whitey Ford wore 16, so there you go.
Whitey Ford, shout out Whitey Ford. Man.
Shout out Whitey Ford. I know he didn't play for the Mets, but at this point, I looked through the Mets one and I was like, all right, I give up. So I just look for anyone
So
in the Hall of Fame.
Doc Gooden and that's it.
Not too many number 16s.
How many good 18s? Anyway, but this is a good moment.
18 was like Saberhagen, d'Arnaud. I mean, Jose Peraza wore it. Rajai Davis.
Oh, Rajai Davis.
Yeah.
He's an Athletic for a while, right? Yeah, he was dope. Fast.
And then he had that big home run in the World Series with the Indians at the time against the Cubs.
Tony Gwynn, number 18.
How could you forget?
I know.
But
all right, we're done.
Yeah. The Mets, they lost 7-0, dropped the series in Atlanta, and the question I put on the topic sheet is, who cares?
Anybody?
Let me see.
We'll go around the room.
Who cares?
Okay.
Well, I mean, for all the Mets fans that thought because they beat the Cardinals and the Nationals in the series, they thought the Mets were back. We're cooking. Yeah. Vogelback's back. Pitching.
Like,
Who needs Scherzer and Verlander?
We beat 2 teams that were under us. Like,
yeah, I mean,
and we're almost at the bottom.
And then we're talking about, back in 1973, man, shut up.
Yeah.
It was done. It's been done. You don't trade
We were
your
6.5
entire
games
roster.
back.
You don't trade every single good piece on your team and then expect the team to go on a run because of what? Magic? Destiny? Motivation?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
DJ Stewart.
This is professional baseball.
When you think of the National League, who are some of the worst teams in the National League that come to mind? The Yankees, Rockies,
Nationals, Pirates,
so the Mets,
kind of.
The Mets and the Nationals have the same record.
Oh man,
I think we have one more win than them.
No, 59 and 69. They just beat the Yankees.
They just beat the Yankees. Yeah, we had the same record. Yeah,
we have the same record as the Washington Nationals.
Wow,
and we are 10.5 games. The Rockies are bad.
I mean,
they're
who would have
18 and a half
thought that the
out.
Cardinals were going to be the second worst team in the NL?
No, I didn't think so.
I did not think that was going to happen.
But what did you think? Did you think the Angels were going to do anything this year?
I actually thought I know history repeats itself, but I thought, you know what, on a contract year with Shohei, and obviously another one of the greatest players of all time, I thought, how could these two together not get your team to a playoff this many times in a row? And it turns out that history just does indeed repeat itself.
And they started well.
They did.
Yeah.
The Angels were they were not, I wouldn't say great. They were very good to start off hot.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you have not only a generational talent, but somebody we're probably going to be lauding, assuming his career after this injury goes the way we think it's going to go, probably lauded as a top 10 player of all time. I'm sorry, it just hasn't been this long. It's been so long since we've seen a guy be able to do this.
Yeah.
And another guy he is the greatest hitter of my generation, period. End of story. It's Mike Trout and no one else. It just is. So I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand how
they got worse after the trade deadline too. Like,
yeah, and they bought a ton at the trade deadline.
Yes, they did.
They got, I think, Crone,
Giolito, yeah.
Like they got a ton, and like
Dominic Leone.
Yeah, Mike Trout has been out for a while.
Yeah,
Mike Trout's been out for a while, but like they traded so many of their top prospects, and they got worse.
Y'all know that phrase, misery loves company?
Yeah.
So you know that phenomenon where other people's failures just bring you joy and happiness? That's me with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Because, I mean, like Nick just said, two generational talents at the same time in their primes. But how do you offset that? You give Mr. Grand Opening, Grand Closing Anthony Rendon all that money, who clocks in at the first week of the season and then clocks all the way out and you never see him again. And you do stuff like that, that's how, so I never saw it coming together for them, really.
Anthony Rendon, a Billy Epler masterclass right there.
Yo, Billy Epler's a criminal, bro.
So bad.
I forget about his Angels days sometimes. Jesus.
Yeah. Which are arguably, because he's had the greatest player, or one of the greatest players ever on that roster the whole time in Mike Trout, and you still couldn't do anything, and you were given a blank check from your owner.
Yeah.
Let's be real, he's not a great owner. That's why Ohtani's still an Angel. And I saw a report that they knew Ohtani wasn't 100% yesterday, but still sent him out to pitch anyway. Can you believe that? They're out of it. They're completely out of it.
Anthony Rizzo West, baby. Let's go.
It's like
just negligence everywhere, bro. On both coasts.
Oh, he has a torn UCL. He'll be fine. Oh, a concussion? He'll be fine.
We desperately need him.
Just throw some dirt on it. You get an ice pack from the nurse's office.
Pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. It's right in front of us. But Ohtani, Alden Gonzalez of ESPN said that Shohei, he is going to fly to New York. He is going to get some second opinions. And it's between Tommy John surgery or PRP and stem cells at the moment.
What?
But, yeah, basically, they're going to inject him with a lot of stuff and hope that it works. And if not, then he's getting surgery. But Alden Gonzalez said he plans to hit for the remainder of this season, which... for the Angels and for baseball as a whole, I mean, it's good that he's still on the field, but now what's going to happen in free agency? Because his number, I hear this number all the time, 10 years, $600 million, 30 as a player, or 30 as a position player, 30 as a pitcher. Now where does that number go? Do you drop it down to 45 a year? Do you give him half of what you would as a pitcher?
I mean, you dropped to 45. That's basically the contract we gave Verlander.
Right, but now do it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Or 8 years, however long he's going to get.
I want to say he's probably going to go most I'd say probably 8 years. I can't see a team giving him 10 years because by those 7, 8, 9, 10th years, he's not going to be the same like he is right now. And he literally just tore his UCL, like at right before a contract can even happen.
For the second time in his career.
Yeah.
The other thing you need to consider is that Shohei Ohtani, I never thought I'd say this about anybody, but Shohei Ohtani at this point is bigger than, Hideki Matsui.
Yeah.
He's that big of a star.
He's bigger than Ichiro.
He's bigger than Ichiro. He's bigger than Matsui. He's bigger than, what was that guy who played second base? I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Kaz Matsui.
Kaz Matsui. He's bigger than all of those guys. So he can just literally, if he wants to, and this is definitely a bargaining chip, hey, I got hurt. I get it. Plenty of guys get hurt and still get paid. But I can just go back across and play in Japan and screw all this.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. He can use that as a bargaining chip. Look, he wants to play here. He knows it's more prestigious. He knows this is the best baseball in the world. And so he wants to play here. But it's definitely a bargaining chip. He's getting that $600 million. I don't know who's going to pay him, but someone's going to pay him this
Steve
money.
Cohen.
But I hope for your sake it's correct. Now, I hope that happens for you.
Here's the thing.
I hope that happens.
I think it happens.
I think in the Mets past, the past Mets regime, maybe they just give him the money because nobody else wants to, and that's why we get him. But now we have the ability to outbid anybody, and we saw that with Correa, and we saw the deal fall through because of medicals. So is Cohen gonna say, hey, I don't like that arm. I'm not paying that much for a guy who may not ever pitch again?
That's the compelling thing about all of this, because if this was just a pitching situation, we would all be crying for Shohei Ohtani right now because, damn, second Tommy John surgery, contract year, having a great year as a pitcher, too. Not just the 45 home runs. 3 ERA as a pitcher, while you're doing all that, is damn impressive. So we would be shedding tears for Ohtani right now, but he's such a compelling figure. Like, the hitting is otherworldly. He might be, it's him and Aaron Judge, best hitters in the sport, right?
Yeah.
And Ohtani might have the edge from what we've seen this season.
This year, yeah.
Yeah, so 10 years, $600 million. I was thinking about it, and I was about to say, yeah, maybe that pitching number for that, $30 million per year as a pitcher gets cut in half. But like Devin said, Verlander, Scherzer got $43 million, and they're dinosaurs.
But those were 2 year deals with an option at the end. That's not. It's not the length of 7, 8, maybe even 10 years.
So
of Ohtani.
What are we thinking as the pitching side of it? And then we'll add up everything.
I think honestly, as a pitcher with this market, you probably 15. He probably gets 15 with being hurt now with the Tommy John surgery.
$15 million a year
with the Tommy John surgery?
Absolutely not.
Because he can never.
Aaron Nola's going to get more money than that.
It's Aaron Nola. It's Blake Snell.
Of course,
on the market.
Of course. But now are we dividing up the pitcher and hitter?
No. On the contrary. No. Oh, wait. You're talking about dividing it?
No.
Okay. Well,
we're lost right now.
No, I'm trying to figure out where any owner would get the gall to even approach them with a $15 million a year contract.
No, not 15 a year. No, 15 as a pitcher.
As a pitcher.
Then you
just
as a pitcher.
Yes,
if you give 30 for as a bat.
Yes.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, not 15 a year. Goodness gracious.
I mean, but these things don't operate in a vacuum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they're
right.
And Ohtani's not the guy who's going to tell them like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's fair. And when I'm done pitching, I can just hit.
Right.
He's not that guy. He's been very clear every time he's gone into a negotiation of any kind. I'm hitting and pitching.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end all be all. You think the Angels would have allowed it if they didn't get negotiated on that front? And like, I'm not coming to America to pitch for you if I'm not doing both.
Right.
Period. That's an end of story. It's a blanket statement. Absolutely not. The only person who's going to be able to tell Ohtani he's done pitching is going to be Shohei Ohtani. No one has control over that. And whoever gets him needs to accept that. So to your point, could they lower the price tag? Sure. They could try. I don't think it's going to work. I really don't. I think someone's going to be desperate enough, the Mets, they're going to be desperate enough to say, you know what, screw it, $600 million. We're just paying $80 million a year for these guys, whatever, and just deal with. Because here's the thing that gets me is, let's say in 4 or 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, whenever it is, Ohtani's arm is done. He can't do it the same way. Now imagine Ohtani completely focused on hitting.
Yeah.
That's what you're investing in.
But when you make that $60 million investment, I feel like you kind of know that he's not going to be able to pitch past year 4, year 5. I mean, that's kind of a given. So now he's getting a second Tommy John surgery.
Is he
ever going to pitch again? But
that's the same deal. They gave him a ridiculous deal, 8 years, something like I think $190 million, something like that, and he was dog doo-doo, as you say, for the last 3 years. Not complete dog doo-doo. He was a horse still, but that's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying
Right.
for. You're paying for these next 5 years, and the last 3, we
And then
get
you'll
it.
suffer through the
we
last
get
3
it.
years.
Same thing with A-Rod, same thing with Jeter, same thing with all of them. This is
Pujols.
what you do. The only person who didn't do that was Mariano.
Yeah.
Only one. Only one I can think of in history.
But I just don't see. I see the Dodgers being more cautious now. I see the Mariners or the Giants, any team, and I also don't know if he wants to come out east. There's a good chance he doesn't want to be in New York. That was why he stayed on the West Coast 6 years ago. Can his mind change? Obviously, it's been 6 years, but this is a guy who all he knows was what he was raised in Japan. He comes, he goes to the West Coast. I don't know if I see him playing on the East Coast, and I don't know if I see $600 million being the deciding factor. I don't think money is going to be the deciding factor for Shohei Ohtani.
You think with this injury, it's not going to be a blank check anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think the number goes down. I think it goes down significantly to maybe, if it's not $60 million a year, then it's $45 million a year. But it's that long-term deal. It's giving him the security. Why did DeGrom leave? He was going to get more a year with the Mets, but he got that security of extra years. And Shohei's going to get that $45 million that Max
and they didn't put the insurance
and Verlander
on
got. Yeah, well, but he's going to get that, and he's going to get that every year for the next 8 years, I think. 8 to 10 years. Because I don't think there's any other... And the amount of money that he's going to make for wherever he goes, regardless of whether he pitches again or not, he's going to be an international draw. It's not just Major League Baseball, it's the city around you. No, this is international now with Shohei Ohtani.
Imagine he goes to the Mets, and then Senga convinces Yoshida, who's in Japan, to come over, and then our first top 3 pitchers in our rotation are all Japanese.
Yeah.
Bro.
And all best friends from playing together.
Oh, yeah.
For all those years.
I will be there no matter what.
100%.
But I think ultimately this helps the Mets get him because I think the number goes down.
Very
and I
true.
think if, but again, it's all up to him whether or not he wants to come to New York, which isn't a guarantee. But we're going to get into some football for the last 5 or so minutes. The Giants made a huge trade.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that. I'm a Cowboys fan.
A Joe Shane masterclass.
It really
A
is.
7th round pick for former 8th overall pick Isaiah Simmons, a linebacker safety hybrid.
That guy really is a shoo-in for this job, man. That guy's killing it.
So Simmons had 99 tackles, 2 interceptions, 17 games last year, 13 as a starter. And I don't know, I look at Simmons being someone who benefits from that Wink Martindale defense and benefits from having a set spot, not being thrown around elsewhere like he was in Arizona. Some games here as a linebacker, maybe you're a safety, maybe you're a cornerback. Started the year as a cornerback last year, so.
Yo. Arizona's hilarious, bro.
I don't know. I think he benefits from Wink Martindale.
Single player on the Cardinals now. I can't name a single one besides Marquise Brown.
Kyler
Murray's injured.
Xavier Collins.
He's dead at this point. All right, he's injured. He's got a GTA contract clause.
Yeah.
He's done for. All right, he's not a ball player anymore. He's an MLG artist.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Now that he's hurt, is he allowed to play video games again?
I don't even know at this point. All right, all I gotta say is that this was a phenomenal job by the Giants. Trade him for a 7th rounder. Are you kidding me?
That being in his contract is
Eric,
wild.
if you're listening for whatever reason, call us right now because we just got ourselves a new Micah Parsons. All right, he's gonna be better than Micah Parsons.
No.
All right, defensive back, linebacker. It's over for the Cowboys. All right,
I might shut your mic
Isaiah
off.
Simmons is him. All right, could be more hype for Isaiah Simmons.
Micah Parsons.
Yes, he's defensive back. He's a linebacker.
God.
He does it all. Remember him in 2020 draft? He was phenomenal. He had the speed. Everyone liked his build. I'm excited for Isaiah Simmons.
Will he be a sexual deviant in the locker room too?
Most definitely.
Most
definitely. All right, him and
No,
Xavier.
cut his mic off.
Him and Xavier McKinney are on a train.
You started it. Cut his mic off.
I didn't know he was going to say that. I was trying to be, witty.
No.
That is
Funny and
Micah
witty.
Screw the
That's
wits. I'm being serious
wild.
right now,
No.
all right?
Micah-
It's going to work for us.
Micah-
Isaiah Simmons,
Xavier
McKinney, forget about it. We're the new Boom, Legion of Boom, all right?
They shouldn't
It's
even be in
over
the same
us.
I also said the same
conversation.
thing
They
about
should
Jabril
be,
Peppers.
all right? They basically are the same hybrid defensive back linebacker because Micah Parsons is bigger, right? But he doesn't have that speed like Isaiah Simmons. I'm telling you right now, I'm excited for Isaiah Simmons. Give me more hype. 7th rounder, you out of your mind? Are you kidding me?
He's gonna be a little better than Landon Collins. That's it.
Oh, how dare you bring up Landon Collins here? How dare you?
That trade is an absolute steal. A 7th rounder for a a former first-round pick, a steal.
Only 3 years ago.
But the fact that Antonio is saying Micah Parsons is
think about it.
Abysmal.
Think about
it.
Now, if you forget...
You're sitting next to a Cowboy fan right now.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm glad you're hearing this. It's the truth. I speak for the trees. I'm the Lorax. It's over. All right. Listen, guys. This is my last Thursday show. I have school next week. I don't know what my future is for sports talk. Hopefully, I'm able to come Fridays. It looks like it's booked already. But I just want to say it's been an honor being here at Thursday shows.
No, we can't.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys talk about in the future. Hopefully, it's not just baseball. But this is the most exciting way to be sent off with the Giants news.
Gotta be Corey.
Good Giants news.
Antonio or Corey?
Antonio or Corey.
If it's football, I'm there. All right.
There no matter what.
I'm in there like a bear. I'm there like swimwear. All right. Regardless, though, let's go Giants. Let's go Big Blue. Screw Micah Parsons. We have one now. I wasn't saying nothing to Isaiah Simmons.
Who's winning week 1? Who's winning week 1?
The Giants.
The Giants are winning week 1? Okay.
Yup, and you know what's going to happen? Okay. We're not going to need Saquon, all right? We're going to put in my main guy. I forgot his name, but we're going to put in James Robinson in there.
All right, enough.
James Robinson's coming in there. Call him J-Rob.
No,
gonna kill it.
Come on, man.
We don't need to pay Saquon because we have Isaiah Simmons. He could be running back for all we care about. He could be our next Tariq Cohen. It's over for you.
Antonio, I'm gonna roll with my main man. I forgot his name.
J-Rob. Of course I know his name. I'm just tricking you guys. Come on, that's for the wits.
It was just a trick.
James Robinson.
Dude hasn't been good since
Jaguar sensation.
He hasn't been good since his first year in Jacksonville.
Well, welcome to the first year of
Travis
the Giants.
Etienne, he just falls off the drop of earth.
This season is going to be so much fun in this
it's gonna
market,
be
bro.
something.
Yeah.
Because both the Giants and Jets have the potential. Jets obviously higher, but the Giants too. I gotta give credit. Every team in the NFC East impresses me in some way. I think the Giants could be headed for big things, but there's also a potential for third place.
Oh my God.
Maybe fourth place. I'm not going to say second place because I can't because I respect the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Nah, I don't.
Too much. As much as it hurts me to say that, I have to say that. But it's the Giants are compelling, man. Daniel Jones, big money. Saquon Barkley's got to get paid.
And tell you, where is the Giants finishing in the NFC East?
Giants finishing, I got to say, number 3 in the NFC.
Okay.
Right behind the Vikings. No, I'm joking. Behind two good teams.
Wait, you said 3 in the... They're getting the division?
They're getting the whole division,
Oh,
man.
my God.
The Eagles are going to crumble. The Eagles are going to crumble. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they don't have James Robinson. They don't have Isaiah Simmons.
What?
They don't have Daniel Jones.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily
those. If you're drafting Daniel Jones in the 6th round, you're lucky.
I literally thought you hit the button.
Nah, but I couldn't be more stoked about the Giants. I wasn't 3 weeks ago, but now with the addition of Isaiah Simmons,
that's the only move he's made the entire offseason.
Darren Waller. Forgetting about that guy right there.
Okay, Darren Waller.
J-Rob. Jalen Hyatt. Should I keep going on?
This is like Brian Cashman. Whoa, we re-signed Saquon Barkley. We got Saquon Barkley on the deal.
He hates it there. We hate him more.
We re-signed Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence.
Guess who we're trading for?
Those are signings.
Jonathan Taylor's next. We're going to ruin him just like we did Saquon. I couldn't be more excited.
There's a report. 6 teams have reached out to the Colts about Jonathan Taylor.
Yep, and we're number 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
2 teams have made offers. Are you both teams?
We're all the teams, actually. Yep. We're Big Blue. We're getting in there. Sorry, JT. You're going to keep wearing blue. A better one, though.
Oh my gosh.
Guess who's coming back too? Eli Manning. Bringing him back. We need him.
Who let him cook?
We're going to sign him just like Phillip Rivers in the Super Bowl just in case Daniel Jones gets injured.
Who let him cook?
This is too much.
Guess who's coming too? France. I'm bringing France back into this, all right? He's coming with me. We're going to have our own podcast, Giants only.
France hit me up. He said, I need to talk football. I need him to hear this now. I need him to hear all this, bro.
You'd be so mad at me. Tony's a fake fan. Shout out to France, man.
I love France, bro. Come back to us.
So the Giants, they're going to be good this year?
Oh, yeah,
Giants will be good this year.
They're going to be phenomenal. Can't wait.
No, I see them.
J-Rob, baby.
Third place in the NFC East.
I find it wild that the NFL Instagram posted that Sam Darnold is going to be the quarterback number 2.
That's a big news. A whole post on the NFL.
An NFL post on that for the number 2 quarterback on the team?
They're just,
like, it's not even naming the
they're
number
just pissing
They're
all
really
over
milking.
Trey Lance.
They're really milking it.
Pissing all over him.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, the Giants. He's up next too. Let's go.
All right, we're done. We're done.
What?
That brings us to the end of today's show. For Devin O'Shea, Antonio Gonzalez, Nick Ornberger, and Joshua Umahi.
And Profumo d'Italia up next.
With Rita Monte.
Rita Monte, 2 hours. Keep it locked.
Let's go.
Thanks for listening to WHPC Sports Talks weekday afternoons at 4, Monday mornings at 9, and Tuesday nights at 11 on the Voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.